Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside Houston Real Estate. Today we continue with our Colton Master-planned series, and we are featuring the other 80-foot builder out here, Partners in Building. Now folks, they are a 100% custom builder. So this model home that we're going to show you is simply a representation of what they can do, but with them you can work with them to basically design the home of your dreams. So let's start with the exterior of this particular model. Keep in mind, as a model, all of this landscaping that you see in front is going to be ripped out when they sell this house. Now this particular floor plan design, I really like it. It's one of those new Texas style elevations that they're talking about here in Colton. You have a split 3-car garage, 2-car garage on the left side here, and on my other side you have a single car garage. But as I mentioned, when they sell that, all of this is coming out. All right, so there's no need to spend a lot of time out here, but I do like the exterior elevation of this house, and you can in fact build the same house, but you're probably going to want to tweak it to fit your needs personally. All right, let's go inside. Okay, welcome inside. You are greeted by a really massive pivot door, steel and glass. Step inside. The first thing that you're going to notice is this particular floor plan has very high ceilings in the entry. My guess is they're about 21 to 22 feet. Immediately to the right, this is a study / office, and that's where the new home consultant office is out of. All right, Morgan, follow me inside, and we're gonna go to the left really quickly. And here you have a laundry room, which leads into the 2-car garage side, and I'll go behind you, Morgan. So nice size 2-car garage. You have that little lip at the back of the garage as well on the sides for storage. All right, coming out of the utility room / laundry room, we're gonna go into the primary bedroom. I wanna point out that these are 8-foot high doors. Coming inside, what I first noticed is the vaulted ceiling. The wood beams is a very nice touch. You have 3 large windows that overlook the backyard. And folks, to give you some scale here, this is a king size canopy bed. And look at the width of these nightstands on the side of the bed. So you can see this is quite a spacious room. Plenty of room to set up a little seating area. If you want to have a dresser or an armoire here, plenty of space. All right, now directly attached, you have your primary bathroom, and they set this up with a barn door entry. I think that's a great touch. Dual basins here, very large mirrors. So I think the width here is nicely set up for couples. And then the highlight of this bathroom obviously is this spa shower. So inside the glass enclosure, you have a standalone tub, and it's quite a large standalone tub. Mud set, 2 shower heads, and I like the way they elevated the standalone tub slightly above the floor of the shower. Also, Morgan, let's talk about this tile here. It's a very interesting kind of checkerboard pattern, and it's nice.
It is nice. I like the color scheme of it. I like checkered board flooring.
Okay, and we just saw a gentleman walked out here on a checkerboard shirt.
Oh, we sure did?
And this model was made for him. All right, and here is your water closet. Nothing to rave about, but they continued the same tiling in here. And take a look at the primary closet. So nicely done. I like the fact that they did take the shelving all the way up to the ceiling. So many builders nowadays do not maximize the space and they stop short of the ceilings. So this is nicely done. And then the island itself, you have 8 drawers on each side. So that should, well actually there's only 8 drawers on one side. So they're quite deep drawers. All right, now attached to your primary bath is the laundry room. So this is a dual entry laundry room. So this is nice and convenient. You can take your clothes hamper directly from the primary bath closet area right into the laundry room. So it's a nice, thoughtful design. All right, we're gonna take you upstairs in a little bit, but folks, this home is very inviting. When you walk in, you get the feeling like it's already been lived in. It doesn't feel overly done as a model. It's just nice and comfortable. You have built-in bookshelves over here, nice fireplace, and look at the rock and stone surround wall going all the way up to the ceiling. And while we're talking about the ceiling, Morgan, if you pan up, I love the light fixture they chose for this space. But not only do you have a tray ceiling, look at the wood trim detail going inside the tray ceiling up top. That is something we haven't seen before on the channel.
We haven't. I think it's a really nice touch. It gives it a nice separation, just a nice detail to it.
Absolutely. And then, folks, you have 2 levels of windows. You have your windows here, 4, and then you have 4 matching windows at the top. So it allows that natural light to flood into the space. All right, now moving into the kitchen, look at the length of this island. This, I'm not going to say it's the largest island we've seen, but it is quite large.
It is quite large.
Right. And so you have here 5 bar stools. Most islands are only going to accommodate 4. So this is nice and long. You have a Gen Air appliance package in this particular model. So refrigerator, freezer. You have a nice double oven. Beautiful backsplash, kind of laid in a herringbone pattern. Under cabinet lighting. I love the choice of the handle pulls and the knobs that they selected. It's a kind of a brass finish to them. And Morgan, you're stepping in on the inside of the island. You have your dishwasher here. And take a look at this beautiful cooktop. It's a 6-burner Gen Air cooktop with the griddle on the right side. And I love the way they framed this vent hood, particularly with the sconce lighting above here. And you also have additional lighting coming from the vent underneath. So that is a very nice presentation.
Absolutely. And normally you'll see the sconces on bookending the vent hood. So having them on top, I think, is a pretty cool touch.
Absolutely. It adds a little bit more light right here in the center of the kitchen. You have your trash pullout right here. So it's a very functional kitchen. And I like the fact that it's nice and open. If you're entertaining, you have a view of all of your guests. Instead of having a painting above the mantle, you may do a flat screen TV if you like. So really nicely done. All right, now moving into the breakfast nook. This has got to be the largest breakfast nook we've seen.
Yes.
And I love this built-in bench going all the way around, wrapping around like an L. It's nice woodwork. And you can see this is literally a table set up for 8 or more. So nicely done. This home has a little bit more of a traditional feel than the last model that we shot. Now, directly off of this breakfast nook, we step into what I call a really nice space. This is a bar area which is attached to your theater room, and there is also a half bath. Now, while we're here, because I didn't give you the specs, let me do that now. This home is 4,292 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. It's built on an 80-foot wide lot. And folks, they have lots that are a lot larger than that. You'll probably pay a premium for those. This home, as you see it, laid out with all of its features, goes for about $1.2 million. So for a home of this size and this lot, that is a very good value for a new master plan community. Morgan, let's talk about this bar area. I think on their spec sheet, they kind of almost called it a game room / bar area. So you could set up a card table here or a high table. But look at this beautiful waterfall edge island. That's really nice. You have a beverage refrigerator here. You have some floating shelves. And also, this is vaulted ceilings like we saw in the primary bedroom. Morgan, if you swing around this way, I really like the presentation here. Beautiful color cabinetry. I love the pulls that they chose here. It's brass and black pulls. Nice sink here. I mean, this is perfect entertaining space.
Absolutely. I would say this is definitely, if I were to buy this home, it would be because of this.
This sets it off for you.
Yes.
This just does it.
I just think this is a great entertaining space. We haven't seen anything like this before, so I think it's just a job well done, and it caters to the backyard too, so.
Right. All right, and also it leads into your media room / theater room. So folks, we're starting to see a lot more of this. Instead of having the raised levels with the individual theater type seats, we're seeing more of these rooms being set up more like living rooms as opposed to theater rooms. I think it's a lot more comfortable, it's a lot more inviting. But this is a large space. You have absolutely tons of room here to hang even a 90-inch or 100-inch screen right here. You have surround sound going throughout here in the back. And then if you wanted to do a projector setup, it's also wired for that. So this is just to give you some ideas of what you can do with this space. And as Morgan mentioned earlier, you have 3 sliding doors here that lead into your backyard with an outdoor kitchen. So we'll take you out there and show you that as well. All right, so before we actually take you out to show you the backyard, I meant to mention that the powder room or half bath is right here. So Morgan, I'll let you go ahead of me. But this is positioned perfectly because obviously if you're entertaining in this space, you're gonna need a bathroom nearby. And I love the wood paneling they did there, kind of cool wallpapered ceiling as well. And then you have a closet here just outside of the powder room. All right, so let's move on and let's step out to the backyard. So as we mentioned, you can go from the bar area, there's 3 sliding doors, but you also have a door here off of the breakfast area that leads out to the backyard. All right. So let's start here with the outdoor kitchen. You can see the 3 sliding doors here. Another vaulted ceiling covering this rear covered patio. Nice outdoor kitchen, grill, refrigerator, a sink. And so that's one covered area. And then you move over closer to the pool. You have another covered area set up here nicely with furniture. I like the way the brown wood and the green contrast. I think it's a nice touch. This home has a kind of a very, not just traditional, but it feels like it belongs in this area with all the trees,
I was
the
going
wood.
to say that it blends very well with the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have a beautiful pool with the waterfall in it, the jets pumping up. You have a fire pit here. So this is a great house for entertaining. It feels nice and casual. You feel like like I mentioned earlier, like you already live in this house when you walk in. All right, and then folks, once again, this is an 80-foot lot. So you have some nice yard space on the side here. And you have more space behind the pool and over behind the rear covered patio. So it's a good lot. It wouldn't require a tremendous amount of maintenance. And so I think a lot of the buyers who are coming to this community, some of them who already live out in this area are downsizing from much larger lots, an acre or more. And so this is a lot more manageable. Okay, so now we're back inside from the pool area. We're gonna walk through the kitchen. Now, one thing I really like about this particular layout is the separation between the bedrooms. So as we saw earlier, you have your primary bedroom on the left side of the home. And as we come through the kitchen, this is another wing, if you will. And we'll step down here. This is your mudroom area. And this door leads out to the single car garage. Now, folks, this is a Mollison office, so there's a lot of stuff in here. But you have your single car side here. And look at the size of this pantry. So plenty of shelving space, a couple of cabinets. Definitely enough for most people as far as what you would have to put in a pantry. You have a coffee bar, dry bar right here. So great place to put your coffee maker, espresso machine, things like that. I love the countertop that they chose here. And also the placement of this light fixture really illuminates the space. Now here on this first floor, you have your secondary bedroom down. So we're going to call this secondary bedroom number 1. Decent size, especially for guests or even someone living here permanently. So this, I believe, is a full-size bed. You could go a little bit larger. You have a nice size closet here that you can actually step into with shelving and rods up and below on each side. And here is your ensuite bathroom. Morgan, I'll let you go in there ahead of me. Well, maybe not. We'll do it this way. So adequate sized bathroom. I like the choice of the tile that they chose. Full tile surround going all around. And this is a tub shower combination. And you mentioned this earlier, Look at the placement of the sconce lighting
I
here.
love that touch.
Yeah, it is really a nice touch. Okay, all right, let's move on.
Okay, so there's 2 secondary bedrooms on this floor. So you have secondary bedroom number 3 on my right, and then secondary bedroom number 4 on my left. So we'll swing into this one first. Really nice and expansive. You have a queen size bed just to give you some scale. And then there's a nice picture window there looking out onto the street. And then you will have a nice size walk-in closet as well. And that's really deep, so.
That is a deep closet.
Yeah, so nice size. And then this bedroom does have dual entry into the bathroom. So this bathroom will service the game room, but it'll also service the bedroom as well. So when you come inside, we have a nice countertop here. I like the colors, they're very neutral. Nice long mirror that goes linear. And then you do have a tub and shower combination here.
All right.
Okay, and then we will swing into secondary bedroom number 4. So this bedroom, again, nice size. You do have a little bit of a hallway leading into it. And of course they have this set up as, dual beds here. And then you will have a nice size walk-in closet again.
Yeah, so this is kind of perfect if you have 2 younger kids.
Yeah.
Or, this is the way they're showing it, but obviously one child can be in this room as well.
Exactly. And then this will be an ensuite bathroom. Same finishes that we saw in the last bedroom.
Identical. All right, great.
So this concludes the second floor. Let us know what you guys think. Again, this is a fully custom builder. So what you see here, of course you can build this, but you guys would get to choose how you want your house to look, what the finishes will be, etc. So yeah, let us know what you think.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up today's video with the new home consultant, Ken Alexander for Partners in Building. He has a tremendous amount of experience in this industry. He had his own company. He's been doing this for a long time, and I wanted him to share with you some of the things that make Partners in Building different than all of the other builders. So Ken, I'll kind of let you take it away.
Yeah, the first thing is that we're full custom. Most of the other builders that we're competing with or building with, they're semi-custom.
Okay.
So they're going to have your stock plans that, in their portfolio for that community, and they will do modifications to those plans.
Okay. We
approach it quite a bit differently. Being full custom, we will start with a blank slate. So typically when I'm meeting with a buyer, our introductory meeting is just going over what we call their value points of the house and the plan, kind of their dream home. And from there, we're building a plan.
Right.
So that way it is custom to them. It is a one-off plan.
That's awesome. So if someone came in, would they be working with could they bring a plan from their own architect to you to build it?
No, because we have our in-house architectural team.
Okay, great. That's important.
I mean, it could, but I'm going to take it, look at it, and then toss it, is the reality of it.
Okay.
We don't want another builder's blueprint,
Right.
For part of that's copyright infringement, and it's not going to really behoove our process in the way we go about it. And our process is very steadfast and it works.
Right. So folks, what you're hearing is exactly correct. If you have a dream, they can build it basically.
Build it.
All right, great. Now you also have inventory homes on the ground, or you're building them from time to time. So if someone doesn't want to wait a long time and they see an inventory home, obviously that's available.
Correct. It's a small percentage of our program, typically in Colton, where we've got 24 lots. Typically, we'll have 1 or 2 homes that will be under construction all the time. And the reason that typically is for buyers that are moving with work and that need a home very quickly.
Right. Okay. Now, do you have your own in-house lender or preferred lender that your buyers can work with?
Yes, we have a preferred lender. And during the process, we're going to want them to pre-qualify with our lender, but they do not have to use them. They can use any lender they want to purchase a home.
Okay, great. And then I guess the last question I have for you, do you offer any type of incentives?
Yes.
Okay.
Typically right now, since we just kicked off Colton 2 weeks ago, right now we're providing $30,000 in design incentives for all our buyers until the end of July.
Great. And do your buyers, do they go to a design center after they meet with you to kind of design the house?
Yep. We have our own in-house design center, and it's gorgeous. And on top of that, not only do we source, we have a great deal for our buyers to pick from, we will also source from outside.
Right. Okay, great. And I know you've already had some sales here, and Colton is relatively new. It's been 5-6 weeks since the grand opening.
About 4 weeks.
4 weeks. Okay, I'm going out too far. So I heard you mention to the prospective buyer that came that you've already sold a couple of homes. They were single story.
Single story homes, yeah.
All right. And what are you seeing the pricing so far with what you've designed?
I think our sweet spot in Colton's going to be, we're going to be in the mid 8s to about $1.2 million to $1.3 million. And time will tell, where we're going to fall in there. But I think that's going to be the price range, our sweet spot.
Okay, well that's great. So I know we filmed Partners in Building in Bridgeland.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah, a lot
But they
different.
started close to that price point, and then now we're building, into the $3.5-4 million range.
It's unbelievable. All right, well I appreciate you allowing us to film this model. It was a pleasure meeting you today. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely, we hope to bring you some buyers. All
Excellent.
Right. Thanks a lot. Well, folks, that wraps up our tour today. Definitely hit that like button. Leave us some comments. What was your favorite feature about this house? And are you interested in building custom? You definitely need to reach out to us. Our contact information is in the description below. And lastly, definitely hit that subscribe button so we can continue to bring you tours like this each and every week. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.